Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Doom 2016. Oh, I'm finally starting to feel better. Oh, it feels great. And that's kind of a rarity.
Cryos Enigma, Enmat Dilak, Creon High, Olen Divinu.
It's sort of off-putting to hear the hologram courtesy introduction voice chanting in some kind of demonic tongue. But yeah, what we got in the elevator is actually a real rarity. Instead of just taking us up and holding us captive in the elevator for maybe 10-15 seconds as it ascends and the level loads in, we actually got a loading screen. Not a terribly common occurrence.
You should not have allowed his location to be discovered. You have failed us.
It was not me. It was Samuel. He led them to his tomb. Please, we can overcome this. I promise. The gate will be opened as planned.
So we find out that Olivia Pierce was working with the demons, particularly the one big demon that sounded terrified as hell of the Doomslayer back in Kattinger Sanctum. So we open the way into this back office, and there are a couple of interesting things to note in here. One of which... Oh, hey, Argent Energy Cell, that's one thing noteworthy. There is a monitor somewhere around this office that has another pretty cool Easter egg in it. And hey, we might as well go for broke, max that armor out. We were low on armor anyway. I didn't see that pick up. Still fine. Still maxed out. And if we decide... here it is! Playing E1M1. Yeah, we just have a little match 3 game here. Kind of like Super Turbo Turkey Puncher on the arcade machine. And since we have the Rich Get Richer rune, we could actually really abuse all of the armor that we have now, the maxed out capacity even. Because the way that Rich Get Richer works is if you are above 100 armor, you will not expend ammo. You essentially have infinite ammo while you're above 100 armor.
All terminals now accessible.
And there are a couple of ways to really synergize that with other weapons, like the mobile turret upgrade for the chain gun here, which is potent, but it chews through ammo so quickly that you generally won't be able to really take advantage of it. You can use it in spurts, but then you'll be dry. But with the Rich Get Richer, you can use it indefinitely and mow down entire rooms if you want. And then you can also combo that with the other rune that gives you armor on glory kills.
Crucible. That's what she was looking for. Vega, did you get the location?
Yes. It is located in an uncharted region of the Titan's realm, but we'll need to rupture another Argent accumulator to create the portal. The only accumulator in this sector is in specimen CD-587.
You're going to have to remove it. Once you've extracted the accumulator, it will become unstable. The ruptured casing should cause a rift strong enough to send you back to their world. We can determine your point of entry using the tether system I uploaded to your suit. Retrieving the Crucible is critical. Without it, we have no way of shutting down the well and closing the Hell portal here on Mars.
So what I did there was just rub my face against the wall and mash the use button until one of those wall panels popped out with a secret. Now I'm not going to use the Rich Get Richer because I'm not actually a big fan of that playstyle. It is really, really strong, and it's it's quite a good strategy in terms of like mitigating the difficulty of encounters, but I find that it makes me play too defensively because I'm too worried about preserving my armor total so that I can continue getting the infinite ammo and spamming the chain gun or even the siege mode on the railgun. Which I don't think is terribly fun. Like, I like not playing defensively whenever possible. Which, yeah, means that I get to just be reckless. And that's kind of fun. That's kind of my ideal way to play, is just be reckless right up until the edge of death. Be reckless until I cannot afford to be reckless anymore. I think that's the fun way to go about things. Really not worried about this cocodemon. Is the Hell Knight landing behind me, though? Nah, he just kind of gently flopped down from the balcony. Cool, 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 cool. So Hayden seemed really amused that we are going to have to go extract one of the accumulators from some kind of test specimen. Oh, that shot looked really good! Of the imp flying apart in my periphery, but like the shadow of him being dismembered was painted across the wall. Oh, that looked really cool! That was the focal point of that. Ah, that's so good! These little emergent moments. Let's actually back up around this wall. I don't have the detonator on. We're gonna switch over to that mod and just detonate some rockets right behind the shield guy. That is a really effective strategy. I hadn't even thought about that before this LP. When someone pointed out that's a really good way to deal with those. God, that's quite strong. Look at this Dead Space 2 level. Or this Dead Space 3 Martyrs DLC level? One of the two. Okay, so we're gonna activate this. It's gonna call the elevator, I think. But before we hop on that, there's actually a really accessible lever around here. We haven't pulled one of these in a while, not since I think the first level. These... There you go. Open the way to a classic Doom room. And once we enter the Doom room, we also get a classic level that we can play, I think, from the menu. This room happens to be nothing. There is nothing interesting here at all going on. But I just thought I would show it again. Show this process. Again, since it's been such a long time, and since this one is so in the way. It's just that the lever tends to be camouflaged a little bit. Doom guy impatient. Doom guy don't like to wait for elevator. Just hop on. So much of my research for this LP has just been reading the many interviews that have been done with Mick Gordon. And one of them that I found talked about the in-game inspiration for the music, not external factors, just plot-related elements that he was privy to. Namely, how the UAC found this alternate energy source. We all know about this Argent Energy or Hell Energy. And he thought about all sorts of, like, human technologies if they were powered by Hell Energy. Things like pacemakers or drones. Like, what would all of that look like if it were powered by this Argent Hell Energy? So we went from there and thought about speakers, amps, sound equipment, and how the signals would probably get corrupted by the Hell Energy. And he cites, like, electromagnetic interference in cassette tapes and the way that would sound, and all of these corrupted audio signals. And that's part of how this game's audio aesthetic, the audio half of it, was born. And all of that came from something that wasn't necessarily tied to the music or the audio at all.
Lazarus Wave at full charge, ready for activation.
This hell wave will redirect the course of mankind. On this day, we make our contribution to their cause. Our salvation lies with them.
I pulled you from that tomb in the Cadager Sanctum for this reason. I knew she was weak. Our work doesn't come without risks, and I released you from your prison to help mitigate those risks. I knew that in the event of a catastrophe, you'd be the only thing that could stop them.
He just took a story element and went, how would this apply to the music and the sound? And kind of ran with it that way. And it makes for this fitting, grimy, grungy, distorted sound that matches the visuals really well and tells this cohesive story. Like, the music and the sound of Doom is part of the storytelling, 100%. Creates this grand, unified aesthetic, just from pondering what this story element looks like applied to the audio, applied to what you hear around every corner. It's so, so cool. And here, I think this is one of our, if not our final rune challenge for saving throw, which gives you a second chance at life if you die. This mission is also insanely hard, and you'll see why in a second. So we have to kill everything in the arena as usual. We have a generous amount of time, but we have the railgun with an unupgraded siege mode. So long charge up time, no mobility. We have a lot of different enemies, especially projectile-based ones, plus a Pinky and a Hell Knight or two. And, importantly, we have 1 HP. And there are a lot of possessed soldiers and imps who, normally they wouldn't be that dangerous, but suddenly this ability they this ability they have to just harass you from far away is very, very threatening. Because all it takes is one stray shot. That was excessive. There's not going to be too many opportunities to actually use siege mode. Like, I could load it up here, and that worked out fine. But if there had been an imp or a from way downtown. Okay. Okie dokie there. The Cacodemon is the thing in this whole mission that I think I'm the least concerned about. I'm not going to take a chance glory killing that, because you do have a small window coming out of a glory kill where you... Ooh, Jesus Christ. The Ashen Pinky too, that's a big problem. Hopefully this works fine. Great. You have a window coming out of a glory kill where you are vulnerable, where you don't have control back yet, but the invulnerability frames have ended. Which on 1 HP, that's a very scary prospect, just to finish off a thing that's already on death's door. Hey, we got saving throw though. It's time to never ever use that. Probably really good on something like Ultra Nightmare, but for our purposes, Let's, however, use some of our many upgrade points to finally play around with Precision Bolt, which I like very much. It's, again, probably less practically useful compared to Siege Mode, especially a fully upgraded Siege Mode, but I like Precision Bolt. And I haven't gotten to use it yet this playthrough, which sucks.
Lockdown in effect.
Oh, I think this is a very cool look. All these great shadows. Oh, that's bad right off the bat. Oh, that's real bad right off the bat. Missing the very first Precision Bolt shot. This might not be the arena to be using this. I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. Yeah, no, this is not feeling like the perfect arena for this. Oh, shit. This is the worst fight. This is the worst fight I've had. Well, now we have haste, so we run away real good. Just a total disaster. Oh, shit. We can pull this back. It's not done. The fun part about this fight is so little of it is centered around like these real big showstopper enemies. The big meat bags. But you get inundated with a lot of these more nimble, more fragile ranged enemies. And it's just, it's so chaotic and so fun. Because you're just mowing them down, but there are so many. This is one of those few fights where they really just try to overwhelm you with numbers. It's good because it makes for something different. Oh, shit! We still do throw some of the big guys at you, though. We saw the Cocodemon, we are fighting a Pinky. I think we have one Mancubus. It was a lucky dodge of the Pinky. I didn't even realize he was coming from that angle. Look how many imps there are in this. They really throw a different kind of fight at you. And the arena contributes to that too. Like the arena plays to the imp's strength. The climbing and the jumping. It's not a large, wide expanse of open terrain. This one's much more vertical and much more cramped on the ground. It forces you to reevaluate your options. And then you have stuff like this. Oh. It's nice, though. Do need to do a little bit of scavenging, because that was costly on the resources. Especially the health and the armor. I think before we get to the next part of the level, they'll take care of us, though. Yeah, 100 over 10. Seems fun.
You will need to rip out the Argent accumulator powering the Cyber Demon. Destabilizing the core will cause a rift that will send you back to hell. Once the Crucible is in your possession, we will pull you out.
Oh yeah, the accumulator. The specimen that it's in is the Cyber Demon. And this is a boss fountain. So we are going to go ahead and do that Cyber Demon fight next time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one. Also make sure to do all that like, comment, and subscribe stuff.